everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is LK and today we are finally making over this little small room in my kitchen that I am calling my breakfast nook. I've been kind of avoiding making it over for a while now for a few reasons, but mainly because I've never had a breakfast nook or kitchenette before, so I don't have all the additional decor and furniture to set up a room like this. And secondly, this is the first home I've ever lived at that had a designated dining room area. So after making over that space last year, we ended up just using the dining table for everything that you would use a kitchen table for. So it didn't seem like it was necessary to put a whole kitchen table setup in here. It would also feel redundant because the dining room is literally right next to this little kitchen nook. But before I even made over my dining room space, I found this amazing buffet on Facebook Marketplace, and it was being sold with a matching dining table and a set of chairs. So I ended up using those chairs for my dining room and put them with my little vintage modern dining table, and I absolutely love it. I made over the seats and I think they look amazing, and if you haven't checked out that makeover, definitely check it out in the link below. But I ended up putting the matching dining table in this little breakfast nook just until I could figure out what to do with the table or this space. I love the wood tone and the carvings on it, and I feel like the style is really reminiscent of this 1929 Spanish revival home. So I thought it was gonna totally fit into this space, but honestly, after trying to pair it with some more modern chairs or some of the dining chairs that I had, or just changing the orientation in here a few different ways, it just did not end up feeling right and just felt way too big for this space. So I sold it on Facebook Marketplace, sadly, but now this space is completely empty and I need to figure out a purpose for this area finally. And after thinking about it for like over a year or so, I think I finally decided on what I want to do in here. So in our kitchen, we've had this little open area where a dishwasher used to be, and we've just been storing all of our most used appliances in there, like a blender and toaster, as we don't really have the extra cabinet or countertop space for all of it, especially when we do the dishes, and we also have our big espresso machine up here. So I was just going to put like a little tension rod with a curtain to hide all of the appliances, but then I thought, you know, I have this extra 60 square feet of space. Why don't we just like extend the kitchen out here and kind of utilize this area for storage? I've always liked the aesthetic of like a cafe diner vibe with built-in benches and like a cute little table. And I thought maybe we could put a bench in here that actually had storage in it. So we could put all of those appliances in there and hide them away, but still lift it up when we need to. And then if we cleared out that little area, maybe we could get the property manager to like put in a dishwasher for us or something. I think it would look really awesome like in the corner of this area, or maybe it's something that completely wraps around all over these three walls here. But I was looking for something on Facebook Marketplace because I haven't really ever built something like that of my own, and I found a few things, but they just weren't going to work with the right sizing, and they didn't have the amount of storage that I was looking for. So I was like, maybe I just need to like DIY my own thing, but I have never, like I said, done anything like that. So I feel like I need to take some like legit woodworking classes so that I can understand how to like cut things and make them secure so that you can sit on them. It's like one thing to DIY a piece of decor, but it's another thing to DIY a piece of furniture. So that brings us to today's sponsor, Craftsy. So I'm actually using Craftsy to get started on this project. And if you don't know, Craftsy is an online community for all things creative. They have over 2,000 classes in like 20 different categories like sewing, painting, woodworking, and even like cooking and baking. There's a super broad range of crafts that are taught through instructional videos led by experts. I'm literally starting with 186 minutes of woodworking, benches, and boxes, but their classes aren't just for beginners. As I mentioned, they have a really wide range of different topics for all different skill levels. So it's really awesome that Craftsy is offering my viewers a really great deal. So the first 1,000 of you to click the link down in my description will get a full year of a premium Craftsy membership for only $1.49, which is literally so affordable. So if there's a craft that you've even been remotely thinking about doing, I highly recommend you join Craftsy. So thank you so much to Craftsy for sponsoring this video. So while I learn how to create the bench in here and make something that feels sturdy and like long-term, that is actually more of a built-in vibe, I'm still gonna look on Facebook Marketplace for like maybe some kind of like storage system right here, maybe just some shelving or something. I I don't know what's behind these walls though, and as you'll see, I'll move the camera here, this is kind of like a shiplap texture. Nowhere else in the house has shiplap, not even in the kitchen, and so I don't know what this is all about, but it's not entirely my favorite. It does lean a little bit more farmhousey or more coastal, but I think I just have to live with it, obviously, because I'm a renter and I can't like demo this wall. So I'm gonna try to make the best of it. And I think the worst part for me is honestly the color. So I really just wanna neutralize this space and start on a blank slate and bring in the white that's everywhere else in the house. And then if I wanna add color later, I can do that. But I think this just has to go because it's also highlighting this like really ugly kind of floor. I think this is like engineered hardwood and it's just got like a pinky gray undertone and it doesn't match the rest of the house again. So yeah, let's get to painting these walls and trying to neutralize this space. I think one of the biggest deterrents for makeovers is having to do all of the prep work prior to the makeover, especially when it comes to painting. But in this case though, I really don't care if the baseboards get paint on them, as I think I'm going to address the baseboards and the window trim a bit later and maybe do a different color or strip them. I don't know, I have to think about it. But in the meantime, I just want to protect the floors from getting paint on them. Ever since we moved in, these walls were covered in open holes and it just looked really messy. And then the windows were replaced last September. And when they were done, they never replaced the windowsills or the trim because a lot of the paint and wood chipped off when they actually replaced the windows that were here since 1929. So we're just gonna do it in addition to filling all of these gaps in between these wood slats. And I'm sure at a later point, I'll have to add some more caulking. But for now, I just wanna get it back to looking neutral. So I have definitely said it before on this channel, but I will absolutely say it again. If you're buying a gallon of paint for an entire room and you're gonna paint every wall, make sure you buy the high quality one coat paint that already has the primer in it because it's gonna save you so much time and energy. So I was realizing while painting that I've just been also avoiding this room because I felt frustrated that the walls were different from the other parts of the house and that the floor was different as well. And so I felt kind of confined and didn't know what to do with that. But I started feeling more excited once I accepted that this room is completely different. And that's exciting because that means I can try something new. It's been a minute since I've been in here and kind of addressed this space, but for you, it's probably only been a couple seconds. So it's the early morning and the light in here is really nice. So I just wanted to show you guys what it looks like. I really like the way that this space has turned out. I originally thought that maybe the white that I chose is too much of a warm white, considering the rest of the house is very much a cooler white. However, I really like it because the floor is actually cooler toned and it's actually kind of warming up this space now, especially with the dark warm wood on the door and the yellow in the kitchen. And also there's like the brown kind of copper colored granite and the copper knobs and the range hood in the kitchen. I think it's kind of feeling a lot better in here, to say the least. So I wanted to move on and show you something that I have found. I actually found two things. I am really on the fence about that. I'm not like super excited, but I think they're gonna work for now. And let me just show you. So it's a table and I found this on Facebook Marketplace with two benches. And I don't think I want to use the benches because the benches are kind of kiddie. They're like, I put them outside, they're really small and I would never sit on them, but I had to take the benches in order to buy the table. So I'm gonna just resell those and we're gonna find a chair or bench solution in the meantime while I'm figuring out how to make my own. And also I thought on top of that, I need to also figure out how to kind of upholster my own seats. I want kind of the like piping around the edge and I want it to look really nice. And I don't know if I like want a seat that goes up on the wall. So let me know in the comments what you think about like a back or just like a flat bench. I'll put some pictures in here so you can kind of get what I'm talking about. But I think I want to go to IKEA today and I'll take you guys with me and we'll see kind of what chairs they have, because maybe they have something affordable and doable, and maybe I'll end up liking that more. Probably not, but we'll check it out. And I've just been looking on Facebook and just haven't found anything. And when I did find something, like I found these really cool green chairs. I'm not sure if I even want to do green in here, so I need to kind of like double down on my, you know, color palette and my mood board. But I found these really great chairs and then they were like sold like the minute that I reached out. So I was kind of bummed about that. But let me show you the second thing that I actually picked up from Facebook Marketplace that I just brought home this morning. So I know that I just said that I don't know if I want to do green in here, but even if I did, like this is the wrong green. It's kind of like a bluish green. So I need to do something with this and change the color, and I bought it with that intent. I also feel like it kind of has a farmhouse vibe and it's kind of more traditional and it's not so modern and clean line or Spanish as I usually go. But the thing is, this fit this space perfectly and it was $85. So I don't know how you can beat that. I talked the woman down and she gave me a little discount because I was like, I'll pick it up now. And so I just drove 20 minutes to go get it. But I think it's going to fit all of the appliances. I measured everything that I have and the cabinet openings are like the perfect length to fit my air fryer, Instapot, toaster, blender, and then I think my food processor. And I just kind of want to find a way though to hide those things because the doors are glass. So I don't know if I want to like replace the doors entirely or just cover up the inside. I also want to change out the knobs and just kind of make it feel a little bit more me and my style. So that's definitely going to be the project of today. But I need to decide on what color I want to do it. So I'm just going to return to my mood boards and kind of like get a better idea of how I want to move forward with this space, because now that I have two pieces of furniture, those are really informing kind of a direction for this area. In addition to the light in here, I don't know if maybe I should just clean it for now, because it kind of like the chrome vibe that it's providing, and having a ceiling fan in a kitchen area has actually been really helpful for like smells and the heat from the oven. So I don't know if I want to totally change it out for now, but definitely needs a cleaning because it is so dirty. So I think the next step at this point is to clean the ceiling fan, decide on a style and a color for this unit, and then head over to IKEA to see if they have any chairs that I could potentially put with this table that maybe would look nice and potentially match what I am going for. So yeah, let's get into it. I like this blue color. I kind of like this pillow. So far, I don't see anything that I really like. These would be kind of fun. Kind of like this a little bit. I like this one actually, but I wish that the tone was darker, but maybe it could be like stained. But for $75, I'd have to stain it. Actually, I am really liking these a lot. I love how cute the shape of this chair is. And I kind of really like these. And these were on the Facebook Marketplace, like inspo, and they were $25 for two of them. I like these a lot. I like the shape, but I'm not really sure about the color. It's kind of too burgundy. Kind of like this actually, but wouldn't it be nicer if like the legs were chrome or something? And then again, these would be better if they were stained a different color, and then I could reupholster them if I wanted to, but for $80 for one chair, no. Having a pop of red would be kind of cool too. This kind of feels like a school cafeteria chair. I thought I would maybe go in the kitchen section since it's right next to the chair section. I like the stainless steel vibe of this. And these could be cool too. Wonder if they have any knobs. These are kind of interesting. I don't know what those are. I can't even see them. Kind of like this one actually, but this is nice too. Kind of like it in black because we have a lot of like black and stainless steel appliances. I could put shades like this over the windows in the kitchen, but like something warmer might be kind of nice. I don't really know if I love that though. I don't think I want any curtains in the cafe little kitchenette breakfast nook because they're probably gonna get like, I don't know, like dirty and greasy maybe from cooking in the kitchen. But I was thinking maybe putting a rug on the floor to change the color of the flooring. So it's definitely something I'm going to think about. Maybe they have like a cute little lamp though in here, or like a different ceiling light or something. This is like kind of cool. This one's so cute. Christmas already. Obviously need one of these. I love these. Like as a set. The green is like not the right color, but I still think it's so cute. Something like those pendant lights over there would be kind of cute. Okay, I found a few things I'll definitely have to show you in a haul when I get back to the house or tomorrow. Alrighty, it's a new day and I'm here to do an IKEA haul with you. I'm sure you probably saw most of the stuff, but if you didn't, I will keep this edit in. I got 2 of these Ring Bloma Roman shades. These are the ones that I have in my bedroom. And I really like them a lot. I think they're super great. But now that I've been thinking about it for just a minute, I'm not really sure I want these in here, but I think it would still like look kind of nice, you know? I do want to bring some like darker tones in here. So whether that's through curtains or Roman shades or whatever it might be, this might be reading just a little bit too light, like now that I'm in here. I went to the as is section. I did not film that because I was like on my way out, but I found this really cool light for only like $4 and it was brand new. And I guess, you know, new, it was only like maybe $10 or $20 as it was. But I kind of like it in here. I think this might be like a cool alternative to the fan and I can maybe kind of like hang it low, like above the table or something. And also I was thinking maybe I could like spray paint this a certain color or something. So I'm gonna think about that. And you know how I am with knobs, and when I was in as is, I found all of these for $1 each, and they're the Hisholt like ceramic kind of chrome vintage looking knob. And so I just grabbed all of them that they had because I loved them so much. And you know that like I do DIY projects and I often need knobs. And so I love having these on hand, and for $1 each for 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, that's a really great deal. So I'm thinking maybe I can use these on this cabinet, which would be kind of cool. They're kind of small, but I don't know, it might be kind of a vibe, so we'll try it out. Okay, so I also got 3 of these. These are the Kungsfors shelving unit in the kitchen section. And I think I wanna do 3 shelves like right here, right above this cabinet to store like my espresso cups and like my Chemex, like maybe all my coffee stuff. And then I was thinking like maybe I just put the espresso machine over here and create like a coffee bar situation. So then I got really excited. It was kind of expensive, but I love like the wood and the chrome vibe. So that's what it looks like. This is kind of like a natural oak color. So I feel like this really matches the floors really well. And even if I wanted to add like a birch, you know, veneer on top to maybe change the color later, I could absolutely do that. So I think this is really cool. And I love like the chrome, or I guess stainless steel like sides to hold the actual shelving. So I think this is really, really just giving me what I want, especially when it comes to my mood board. I had a lot of chrome stuff in there, and I kind of like a chef's kitchen when it's chrome and kind of modern and simple. So I think that's kind of where we're going here. And then how could I forget? I got those green chairs. So I got 2 of them. I was really excited that they looked like the green chairs in my Facebook inspo, something I had saved from the past. And although it would have been $25 for 2 of them instead of $50 for 2 of them, I'm totally okay with that because I don't know how long I want to keep these. And you can return stuff at IKEA for up to 6 months, even if it's opened and put together. So I love that option, and I think these are gonna look great in here. And I think I'm going to paint this unit blue. So I went to Home Depot this morning and I got this cabinet door and trim enamel paint. It hardens when it dries so that it's really durable and you don't have to do like an extra layer of polyurethane. So this is great if you have cabinets, doors, and trim that you want to repaint so that it doesn't scuff really easily. And I think a darker color would be better over here, especially if I wanted to make this like a coffee bar and it's gonna have like coffee grounds and get dirty all the time. So I'm really excited for this. Let me show you the color real quick. So here it is. This is Starless Night by by Bear, and I got it in a satin finish. I didn't want to get semi-gloss because it didn't feel right, so satin is always nice. That's what the walls are, and I think it's great. It's not black. It might show up a little bit darker on camera, but oh shit. I need to clean that up, but it's really, really pretty. So let's make this thing over. So this is kind of like a disaster in here, but I just wanted to turn the camera on to show you how flawless this paint is. The way that it dried, it almost looks like this was made this way. It was actually painted like this from the manufacturer. I don't know where this is from, but I love the color, but I just cannot believe like how smooth everything has like really turned out. It just looks amazing, no streaks, and using this like long roller was so fantastic because it's just helping with like not having to reach down. And then these have just been like the best rollers. So just want to talk about how amazing this was because like I'm really impressed. It just looks so clean and fresh. Okay, it's day whatever, I'm not really sure. I'm kind of doing this whole makeover in little increments over a long period of time, but I really want to put the whole unit back together and address the doors today. I was on Amazon looking for something that I could put on the glass, and I actually found a really cool product. So I found a window film that's kind of peel and stick, but you can also move it around with water, and it looks like reeded glass. So I thought this would be a great way to hide all of the appliances that are going to be living inside of this cabinet. And I didn't want to look at them all the time, but I also didn't want to like remove the glass effect as I thought it was kind of cool and gave it more of a vintage vibe. So basically with this one, I tried two different methods. One, I just tried rolling it on top with a bunch of water. However, it did also suggest that you cut down the piece of contact paper or peel and stick film the exact size, and then to use like a squeegee to kind of like pull out all the water bubbles. So the second round, I actually did measure and didn't cut the exact size because I didn't want to potentially get it wrong. So I gave myself like an inch or two on every edge. And then once I put it on, I just used this X-Acto knife to cut off the excess. And I think the second method was honestly better, but I'm really happy with the way that this turned out. And I think it looks really good and real. I don't know if you guys remember from my backyard makeover, but we had this old random desk and I basically threw all of it away, but I kept some of the pieces like these drawers and the handles. And I only just remembered this because I found these drawers in the garage when we were cleaning it. So I thought these handles would be perfect for the doors to give it that really cool modern look. Okay, so I am loving this cabinet so far. I feel like it is just a completely transformed piece of furniture, and it really does feel more in line with my style. I wanted something that felt more mid-century or just modern, and something that kind of had that retro diner vibe, so I feel like this is really giving that. But I do want to address the inner part that is open that doesn't have a cabinet door on it. So I wanted to find a place to hide away my big cat food bin, and it's kind of a monstrosity, and we got the smallest one on the market, but I want to find a place to hide it, and I thought storing it in the center would be great because it absolutely fits in there, but it looks like so ugly. So I was trying to figure out a vibe of like, how can I store this away, or maybe add another door onto the front. And then I thought I should just use a little tension rod with a curtain. So I was on Amazon and I tried to find some kind of cheap linen curtain that I could like cut down that would be, you know, like 20 bucks or something. But then I decided to change the filter to just like the most affordable, and it came up with these really cheap ones. It was like $7.99 for two of them, and they had this like really pretty linen color, and they're so small, they're only like this big, so I would only have to hem it like I think about 5 inches or so. And I'm just gonna do that with some like Stitch Witchery tape, and hopefully it'll look kind of cute, and maybe it'll be the solution that I'm looking for. love this so much. I think it adds a really nice organic vibe to this, you know, really modern storage unit. As much as I love like harsh lines and minimalism and also just like modernity when it comes to like furniture and design, I love earthy elements. And so I think bringing in like this linen texture just really kind of changes the whole look of this piece in a good way for me. I think most people would either go one way or another, and I kind of just like to be in the middle. So I love this a lot. And then I wanted to show you this basket I got from Zara. I loved like the little aluminum kind of band around it. I thought about going to the hardware store to see if there was some kind of aluminum banding like this and just DIYing my own version of this basket, but that means I would have to go to the thrift store a lot to try to find a basket that would be the perfect size for this little area, that would also be clean and not broken, and also the right color and style. And I'm always looking for baskets and I never find like super amazing ones, especially for an affordable price. So I thought might as well just spend some money, buy the basket that I want that's exactly going to fit this space, and just be done with it. And now it brings in even more of those like earthy elements, and I love kind of the teak color with this aluminum. It kind of matches these chrome handles, and I don't know, I'm just like loving this. I think it looks fantastic. So I want to kind of finish up this room for now and then kind of show you my final looks, and we'll go from there. I found this at a thrift store, I think for a couple bucks, and I thought this was kind of cute. And then I also found these at Zara, which I thought were awesome. They're just like enamelware mugs, and they've got like the cool chrome detail on them. And then this is our tamp box. So you just kind of slam the old espresso pods into here when you're done so that it cleans it out. And then we put this whole container into our compost bin once it's full, because it's just like, you know, used coffee grounds. And then I found this lamp forever ago at a thrift store, like at a Goodwill, and it was only like $7.99, which was insane because I feel like I could never find something like this at a Goodwill for $7.99, but I love it so much. I just feel like it looks better in my kitchen, and it's been sitting on my kitchen counter for the longest time. So for now, I think I might just put it on here until I find a lamp that I really like, because I do want to find something maybe a little bit more modern for this coffee bar, but I do want to have like a little lamp on the coffee bar. Oh, and I almost forgot, in order to plug all this stuff in, I need to move this unit and use one of these like flat extension cords to go into the outlet so that I can press it flush against the wall and plug in all of these three things here. So I put this plant here for now. I know that it just needs a different pot though. I grew it this summer. It just has really expanded and it definitely needs a new pot. So I'll have to do that. And then maybe something to like get it off the floor so that the cats aren't rubbing their face on it because it is toxic. And also just to kind of add some height to this wall here so that I don't have to cover every wall with a piece of art. And then I think it would also be really cool if I could find a color that I like to paint the inside of the archway. I think that would be fun, and maybe end up painting the trim in the kitchen. So these are just some ideas that I kind of want to play with for a little bit. But honestly, it just makes my day every time I walk in here and into the kitchen, because this room is just literally night and day. It feels so different. It's so nice to now have a lot more counter space so we can prep and cook and do the dishes. And now we have this open space underneath the counter so that we can hopefully get a dishwasher. I know I said I didn't want to be redundant with like another table and chairs set up in here. And right now, of course, the chairs are temporary, but I think the final goal here is to kind of make this space feel like more coffee bar, coffee shop kind of hangout, so that it's not going to feel like another dining space. And then therefore, I don't think it's going to feel unnecessary or redundant. And it's actually going to be a space that I maybe want to work in or hang out in. So I think it'll be good. I'm hoping for it. I'm crossing my fingers. But other than that, there's still so much more work to get done, like expanding the storage by adding some more shelving and then putting in that bench so that we can put more of our stuff in there. You know, laundry detergent, our gardening hats, they're all kind of just like sitting out right now. So the more that we can like hide that stuff away, I think it's just going to feel a lot better. Potentially finding a rug or maybe some like peel and stick tiles or something that would look nice in here if I'm still feeling like the floor is just not something I want to be working with. I'm also still on the fence about the fan, even though it's like 100 times better now that it's been cleaned from all the grease and dust. I still want to look for more lighting options. So I'm going to keep doing that on Facebook and maybe go to some like thrift shops or estate sales or something. And of course, the windowsills and the trim around them definitely need their own makeover. So I'll absolutely be addressing that. And then I'm probably going to add some kind of shade to the windows for privacy at night, considering the ones that are on here are just kind of like raggedy. I also just don't have any additional decor for this space at the moment because I really have been kind of figuring out my idea for this room as I go, as you have seen. So I'm going to start exploring some estate sales, flea markets, thrift stores, see what else is out there in terms of decor, maybe bring in some art that really kind of defines this space and makes it feel more like a coffee shop, some different lighting options potentially. So I definitely need to go do that as soon as possible so we can finalize this space. So all of that and probably more will be involved in the next part of this makeover. And then once we complete the breakfast nook, I have some ideas for the kitchen here and how to make over this. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell to be alerted when I come out with that video. Additionally, please let me know in the comments if you have any other suggestions for this breakfast nook or even the kitchen, because like I said, this is the first time I've had a room like this. So I'd love to hear what your thoughts are. But don't forget to like this video if you did, and if you'd like to see how I made over the other rooms in this house, then you should start with this little playlist here. And if you'd like some $0 makeover ideas, then definitely check out this video here. Other than that, I will see you guys on the next one. Bye.